Your neighbor said it to your face yesterday, actually said it out loud. Maybe it's time you thought about moving somewhere more appropriate for your age. Just like that, standing on your own driveway, the driveway you've been shoveling for 30 winters, and she said it with that smile. That fake concerned smile, like she's doing you a favor, like she's not basically telling you to get lost from your own home. You stood there shocked, not because you didn't know she felt that way. You've seen the looks, the eye rolls when you take a little longer getting your mail, the heavy sighs when you're slow pulling out of your driveway, the whispers when you walk by. You've felt it building for months, but hearing it said out loud, that hit different. And the worst part, you've been nothing but nice to these people. You brought cookies when they moved in. You watered their plants when they went on vacation. You never complained when their parties went past midnight. Never said a word when their kids trampled your flowers. Nothing. You've been the perfect neighbor. But somehow you're the problem now. You're too slow. You're too old. You're in the way. Your house isn't fancy enough. Your car's too old. You don't do things their way. And they want you gone. Not because you did something wrong, but because you exist. Because you're still here, because you had the nerve to keep living in your own house, on your own street, in your own neighborhood. Sounds harsh, right? But it's happening right now on streets everywhere. And there's a reason why neighbors treat older folks like this. Actually, there are 6 reasons. And when you understand them, you'll stop thinking maybe they're right. Maybe I should move. Maybe I am the problem, because you're not the problem. You never were. Let me tell you exactly what's going on in their heads. And trust me, it's uglier than you think. Reason 1. You don't kiss up to them. Here's what your younger neighbors expect. They expect you to care what they think. They expect you to ask their opinion about everything. They expect you to change things when they don't like something. They expect you to apologize for existing. And when you don't, when you just live your life without checking with them first, they lose their minds. You've got this young couple next door, mid-30s, think they know everything. They mentioned your lawn needs work. You just said, it's fine. That's it. 2 words. It's fine. And you could see it on their faces. Shock. Anger. How dare you not immediately agree? How dare you not thank them for pointing it out? How dare you not rush to fix it right away? Because in their world, when someone gives you their opinion, you're supposed to bow down and be grateful. But you've been around too long for that game. You know your lawn is fine. A few dandelions never hurt anybody. You grew up when people actually talked to each other instead of reporting each other to the HOA. But these neighbors, they can't handle that. They're used to everyone agreeing with them online, everyone liking their posts, everyone telling them they're right. And then there's you, not impressed, not asking for their approval, just living. And that makes them crazy. They see you plant flowers they don't like. You didn't ask them first. They see you park your car in your own driveway, but it's an old car, and they think it brings down the neighborhood. They see you sit on your porch in the afternoon, but you're in your old comfortable chair, not some fancy furniture from their favorite store. Everything about you bothers them, not because you're doing anything wrong, but because you're doing it without their permission, without their approval, without caring what they think. This is why that woman felt comfortable too. Telling you to move. This is why they complain about every little thing. This is why they talk about you behind your back, because you won't play their game. You won't pretend they're in charge. You won't act like they get a vote in how you live. And people who need control, they hate anyone they can't control. Your independence makes them feel powerless, and they can't stand it. You're not stubborn. You're not difficult. You're just done asking permission to live in your own house. And if that bothers them, good, because your house, your life, your rules, period. Reason 2, you've seen it all before. Your neighbors love giving advice about everything. Your garden, your car, your house, your health, everything. They talk to you like you just got here, like you don't know anything, like they discovered how to live, and you've just been fumbling around for 70 years waiting for them to show up and teach you. The guy across the street told you last week you should get solar panels, went on for 10 minutes about energy savings and the environment, and you just stood there thinking, I've been conserving energy since the gas crisis in the 70s when you weren't even born yet. But you didn't say that. You just said, I'll think about it. And he walked away all proud, like he educated you, like he opened your eyes. Meanwhile, you've forgotten more about saving money than he'll ever know. But then you didn't get the solar panels because you did the math. You know how much you actually use. You know how long you're planning to stay in this house. You know it doesn't make sense for you. So you didn't do it. And guess what? Now he's annoyed. He sees you as stubborn, unwilling to change, stuck in the past. But you're not stuck. You just know better. You've seen these trends come and go. You've watched people waste money on things that sounded good but didn't make sense. You've learned to think for yourself. And that's what really bugs them. You've got knowledge they don't have. experience they'll never get from Google, common sense they can't learn from YouTube. And instead of respecting that, instead of maybe listening to you, they get irritated because you make them feel young, not young in a good way, young in that I don't know what I'm doing yet way, and nobody likes feeling that way. So they convince themselves you're just old and out of touch. It's easier than admitting you might know more than they do. This happens with everything. They suggest you get a Ring doorbell. You say no thanks. They think you don't understand technology. But really, you just don't want a camera watching your front door. You value privacy. They suggest you join their community app. You say no thanks. They think you're antisocial. But really, you just don't want to read complaints and drama all day. They suggest you hire their landscaper. You say you do it yourself. They think you're being cheap. But really, you enjoy doing it. You like being outside. You like the work. Every time you say no, they take it personally. Every time you do things your own way, they see it as rejection. And eventually they stop offering. They stop talking. They start treating you like you're the weird one, the difficult one, the one who won't get with the program. But here's the truth. You're not behind. You're just not impressed. You've seen it all, done it all, learned what matters and what doesn't. And that wisdom, that's threatening to people who think everything new is automatically better. You can't make them understand. They have to live long enough to learn it themselves. And by then, some younger person will be treating them the same way. Reason 3. You're not performing for them. Your neighbors put on a show every single day. They perform, they pretend, they fake it, and they expect you to do the same. They smile when they're miserable. They laugh when nothing's funny. They act interested in conversations that bore them to death. Why? Because that's what you're supposed to do. That's how you fit in. That's how you keep peace. And they've been doing it so long they don't even know they're doing it anymore. Then there's you. You stopped performing years ago. Someone tells a long, boring story at the mailbox. You don't fake enthusiasm. You just say, uh-huh, and go inside. Someone invites you to a neighborhood party you don't want to attend. You don't make up an excuse. You just say, no, thank you, I'm not interested. Someone asks how you're doing. If you're not doing well, you say so. You don't say great with a big fake smile. You just tell the truth. My knee's bothering me, or tired today, or whatever's real. And that honesty, it makes them uncomfortable because now they have to fake even harder. They have to smile bigger. They have to laugh louder. They have to pretend more because you're not playing along. You're just being real. And real people make fake people nervous. They don't know what to do with you. They can't predict you. They can't control you. So they start calling you negative, grumpy, difficult, antisocial. But you're not any of those things. You're just honest. And they can't handle honesty. You're at the neighborhood gathering. Someone's telling a story. Everyone's laughing, forcing it. You can tell it's forced, but they're all playing along because that's what you do. Then someone looks at you. You're quiet tonight. What they really mean is, why aren't you pretending like the rest of us? But you just say, just listening. And the room gets awkward, not because you were rude, but because you didn't perform. You didn't fake laugh. You didn't pretend to be having the time of your life. You just existed honestly. And that broke their little act. This is why they don't invite you to things anymore. This is why they stop trying to include you. This is why they talk about you being unfriendly, because friendly to them means fake. It means going along with things you don't care about. It means pretending you're having fun when you're not. It means hiding who you really are so everyone else feels comfortable. And you're done with that. You did that for 40 years at work, at family gatherings, at social events. You're done. You're too old to waste time pretending. And the funny thing is, when you stop performing, you find out who's real. Most neighbors, they disappear. They avoid you. But every once in a while, someone real shows up, someone who's tired of the act too, someone who appreciates that you just say what you mean. Those are the only neighbors worth having anyway. The rest can keep their fake smiles and fake conversations. You're good. Reason 4, they can't control you anymore. Your neighbors are used to being in charge of their kids, of their employees, of their friends, of everyone around them. They're used to people doing what they say, jumping when they call, changing plans to fit their schedule, treating them like they're important. And for a while, maybe you did that too. Maybe you were the nice older neighbor who always said yes, always helped out, always went along with things. And they liked that version of you, that version that made them feel important. But then something changed. Maybe you got tired. Maybe you got wise. Maybe you just stopped caring. But you stopped being available all the time. You stopped dropping everything when they needed something. You stopped saying yes to every request. You stopped making them the center of your world. And suddenly, they panicked because now they can't predict you. They can't control you, and people hate what they can't control. That neighbor used to text you asking to borrow things, your ladder, your tools, your folding chairs, and you always said yes. You were helpful, but then you noticed they never brought things back on time. They never said thank you. They just expected it, like you were their personal storage unit. So one day you said no. Sorry, I need it this week. Simple, polite, honest. And they got mad, actually mad. Because how dare you? How dare you not be available whenever they need something? How dare you have your own plans? How dare you say no? They tested you after that. They'd walk by and not say hi to see if you'd chase them down. You didn't. They'd post things on the neighborhood app complaining about noise, hoping you'd see it and apologize. You didn't. They'd talk about their problems extra loud at the mailbox, waiting for you to offer help. You didn't. Because you're done being used. You're done being the one everyone leans on, but nobody appreciates. And that makes them furious. You used to watch their dog when they went out of town, did it for free, multiple times. But then they started expecting it, not asking, telling. We're gone next weekend. You can feed Rex, right? Not can you, just you can. Like it's your job now. So you said no. You don't even remember the excuse you gave. Doesn't matter. Point is, you said no. And they haven't spoken to you since, not because you did something wrong, but because you stopped letting them use you. And to them, that's worse than doing something wrong. This is why people get weird when you set boundaries. This is why they get offended when you're busy. This is why your independence feels like rejection to them, because they got comfortable with you being convenient. They got used to you making their life easier. And when you stopped, they didn't think maybe I was taking advantage. They thought, what's wrong with the... Why are they being difficult? Because people who use you never think they're using you. They think they're entitled to you. You don't owe anyone your time. You don't owe anyone your help. You don't owe anyone an explanation for why you're not available. Real neighbors understand that. They appreciate help when it comes, but don't expect it. They respect your time. They respect your life. The ones who get mad when you say no, those aren't neighbors. Those are people who are using you, and good riddance. Reason 5, your contentment makes them feel empty. Your neighbors are miserable. You can see it. They're stressed all the time, running around, always busy, always complaining. Their marriage is struggling. Their kids are out of control. Their job is killing them. Their money's tight, even though they make good money. They're tired. They're unhappy. And they've convinced themselves that's just how life is. That's normal. That's what being an adult means. Stress, exhaustion, misery. Just push through until retirement, until someday, until later. Then there's you, sitting on your porch, drinking your coffee, reading your book, watching the birds, talking to your spouse, tending your garden, actually enjoying your day, not rushing, not stressed, not performing, just content, just peaceful, just living. And they see you and something inside them breaks. Not in a good way, because your peace reminds them of their chaos. Your contentment shows them their emptiness. And instead of thinking, maybe I should slow down too, they get angry at you. They make comments. Must be nice to have so much free time. Said like an accusation, like you didn't earn it, like you didn't work for 40 years to get here. Must be nice to not have to worry about anything. Like you don't have worries, like being older means life is suddenly easy, like you didn't bury friends and family, like you don't have health issues, like you don't have your own struggles. But to them, if you're not running around stressed and miserable, you must have it easy, because they can't imagine being content. They've forgotten what that feels like. Your neighbor sees you working in your garden on a Tuesday afternoon. She's rushing to her car, late for something, always late, always rushing. And she stops. Don't you get bored just doing that all day? And you just smile and say, nope, because you don't. You're actually happy. You're doing something you enjoy. You're outside. You're peaceful. But to her, that's impossible. That's boring. That's wasting time, because she measures life by how busy she is, how stressed she is, how much she's producing. And you're just existing, just being, just enjoying. And that's foreign to her, threatening even. This is why they call you lazy for sitting on your porch. This is why they act like you're wasting your life for taking things slow. This is why they seem almost annoyed that you're happy, because miserable people don't want to be alone in their misery. They want everyone else to be struggling too. It makes them feel normal, but you're not struggling. You figured out what matters. You let go of what doesn't. You found peace. And that peace is a mirror showing them they're choosing chaos. You can't make them understand. They're not ready. They still think happiness is somewhere in the future, after the promotion, after the house is paid off, after the kids leave, after. They don't know that, hey, Happiness is now or never. That peace is a choice, not a destination. They'll figure it out eventually, or they won't. Either way, it's not your job to dim your light to make them feel better about their darkness. Keep sitting on that porch. Keep tending that garden. Keep being content. The right people will see it and smile with you, not at you. Reason 6, you remind them they're running out of time. This is the big one, the real one. The one nobody wants to say out loud. Your neighbors look at you and they see their future. They see where they're headed. They see themselves in 20, 30 years. And it scares them to death because they're not ready. They're not prepared. They wasted too much time. They didn't save enough. They didn't build the relationships that matter. They didn't figure out what actually makes them happy. They just worked and stressed and performed, and now they look at you and they panic. You're living proof that time runs out, that one day they'll be the old person on the block, that one day some younger neighbor will look at them the same way they're looking at you right now, with annoyance, with impatience, with that "why are you still here" attitude, and that terrifies them. So instead of being kind to you, instead of learning from you, instead of respecting you, they push you away. They try to make you invisible. Because if they don't see you, they don't have to think about getting old. They don't have to face their own mortality. You walk slow now, your knees hurt, your back aches, you can't do things as fast as you used to. And they see that. They see their strong bodies will fail them too someday. You forget things sometimes, names, where you put your keys, what day it is. And they see that. They see their sharp minds will dull too someday. You've lost people, your spouse maybe, your friends, your siblings, and they see that. They see they'll lose people too. They'll be alone too. They'll hurt too. And they can't handle it. So they get mean. They get impatient. They treat you like you're in the way, like you're the problem. Like if they can just get rid of you, they can pretend aging doesn't happen. They can pretend they'll stay young forever. They can pretend death isn't coming for them too. But it is. And you're the reminder, the living, breathing reminder that time doesn't stop for anybody. And they hate you for it. That woman who told you to move, she wasn't really talking about you. She was talking about her fear, her terror of becoming you, of being the old person nobody wants around, of being invisible, of being dismissed. She saw her future and she tried to erase it by erasing you. That neighbor who complains about how slow you drive, he's not really complaining about your speed. He's complaining about the fact that one day his reflexes will slow too. One day he'll be the one going under the speed limit, and he can't face that yet. So stop holding on to neighbors who let go of you first. Stop trying to prove yourself to people who already decided not to like you. Just live. Just be. Just exist. You've earned that right. Now I want to hear from you. Which one of these 6 reasons hit home the hardest? Was it number 4 about control? Was it number 6 about time? Leave a comment and let me know. And if you know another senior who's been feeling bad about themselves because of how HBORs treat them, send this to them. Sometimes people just need to hear they're not the problem. Thanks for being here. Keep being exactly who you are.